Divine greetings and gratitude. Welcome to the Saiyonan Archives. If you are new here, my name is Nuna. I am the poet, the writer, the seer, the witch, the wise woman, the sage, the oracle, the keeper of the archives. Welcome to your new spiritual safe haven. And if you are returning, hey tribe, welcome back to our sacred space. I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. Let's go ahead and take a moment to do our reading. And this is going to be a pick a deck reading. And I really don't know exactly what this is going to be about yet. But once I do see like whatever question comes, I'll make sure to either put it in the description or just put it in the title. As you can tell, we are in a new space, or if you can't tell, we're actually in a different space. And that space is my living room. We are currently in my living room. And I'm super excited to be doing this reading for you. So if you guys hear any noise in the background, more than likely it's because my kids we just put them to bed because they usually go to bed a little bit later on the weekends. So yes, we're going to go ahead, on the reset of the energy cycle, as we like to say. But yes, absolutely. So they should be getting snuggled in their bed and whatnot. And my 5-year-old is already asleep. So now we're just waiting on the rest of our babies to drift off into the spirit realm or into the dream world. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So this is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. And this is pile number 3. I'm going to go ahead and take a moment to allow you to choose your deck or to choose your pile. I'm going to move these to the side and get set up. You can pause the video and just take a few deep breaths and make sure that you choose the pile that is most resonant to you. If you are open to all of them, then I highly suggest that you stay open to that. Sometimes the piles do kind of read into each other, so you may want to keep that in mind. If not, just pick your pile and whatnot. There's no pressure, there's no rush. Go ahead and choose your pile now. If you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. Let's go ahead and get started. Please forgive the terrible appearance of my nails. I'm in the process of taking them off. They are not falling off per se, but they are kind of getting loose. And because of my nails, I like to take them off as soon as possible. That way it doesn't crack my nails and whatnot. So I just felt the need to say that. Thank you for being patient with me. Whoa. It's so funny because before I even truly get into these cards, I actually heard the words abracadabra. It's so interesting. And I'm hearing like hocus pocus. So it almost kind of sounds like someone is working their magic to obtain something, to manifest something. And of course, you have the 9 of Cups here. And the second card is the 7 of Pentacles that we have here. Let me see if I can bring this a little bit closer. Okay. Also, forgive the glare of the lights. I'm not the best with lighting. Thank you for being patient though. I'm not the best with lighting. I'm so sorry that this is a terrible glare. Maybe I can fix it. But yes, this is the 7 of Pentacles. This is the 9 of Cups. If it's too hard of a glare, just let me know down in the comment section. If you feel like it's too much of a glare, just let me know, or just kind of listen to the video instead. But anyway, yes, you do have the 9 of Cups here as well as the 7 of Pentacles. Let's see what else we have. Oh, by the way, you guys, I'm teaching myself how to shuffle and how to write with my left hand. Why? I have no idea. I was just called to. So we'll see how that works out. I've actually been doing fairly well with shuffling with my left hand. Go back to my right. I'm in an awkward position. So basically what it looks like. Oh, okay. So what it looks like right now is that someone is wanting some type of they're wanting to change their circumstances around to something a lot more favorable. And what I'm getting here is it's almost kind of like this hesitancy because it almost feels like, well, I've been here before, so I don't know like what else really to do. I feel like this is someone who is trying to keep their heart open for something, but they're having a really hard time keeping their heart open because they've just been so hurt before, like several times. This is someone that is notoriously known for being a lover. And forgive me for saying this, and this is going to sound messed up and it's going to sound like I'm just being a little like I don't mean to come off rude, but this person, whoever's listening to this, or you may know someone who's like this, is that they're known for wearing their heart on their sleeves, but they're also known for not having any boundaries. And I feel like Spirit is saying is like this is one of those things where if you're wanting something, you're going to have to understand that boundaries are 100% necessary and boundaries are 100% needed. And you don't have to lack boundaries for the sake of you proving that you're trustworthy, for you to prove that you are loving. Just because you have boundaries doesn't mean that you're not a loving soul. It just means that because you are so full of love, you are very intentional as to how, or as to who you allow into your space and how you show up and things like that. It doesn't mean that you're any less lovable, and it doesn't mean that you are any less capable of providing that love. What I'm also seeing here is that there's a need to stop and ask yourself, what does home feel like? I don't know why. I feel like this might be someone who's listening to this. I don't know if you were here when you listened to the video where we talked about like homelessness. I think it was. I can't remember everything in that video. And it's interesting because when I was setting up the table, I actually decided that I was going to burn one of my Peace in My Home fix candles, which it's actually right here. I don't have a label on it, but this is the Peace in My Home fix candle. And this to me is screaming like I do seriously like want peace in my home. It's interesting because even though I don't see the Four of Wands here, the Four of Wands energy definitely is present. And I do feel like it's one of those things where you're just ready to you're ready for peace, like peace. You're just wanting peace. It could have been a situation, and you also have the Wheel of Fortune here. I feel like with Temperance coming through is that this is a space in your life where I feel like your life is kind of like on pause. And the reason is because it could be some type of financial setback that happened, or it could have been some kind of breakup where your finances were merged and now you're having to figure it out. And now you're just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the plan is. Like, how did I get this far? What am I supposed to do? Where do I go? Like, I don't even know what steps to take. I know what I do want, but at the same time, I feel like what I want really is just love and to be secure and to be happy and to be at peace. But I'm not really sure exactly how to do it. I just heard, and take this as strictly as a metaphor. Spirit says you must die to be at peace. Not in a literal sense. If you are listening to this video right now, please do not twist my words around. We are not going to take that literally. We are going to take it as a metaphor. We're going to take that as a spiritual, like the ego death, like ego death. There you go. It's an ego death. We're not talking about literal. So please do not go out there doing anything, right? Because you are so loved and you make this world so much better. And the fact that you're alive, the fact that you are breathing, you are so impactful. So please understand that this is not a literal thing, but Spirit says that you must die, meaning that everything about you, everything who you like, the very part of who you believe that you are, like who you believe that you are is dying. Who you believe that you have to be is no more. Like there's something that's being laid to rest here. And it's interesting because with the Death card, with Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune, it's like, this is one of those things where it's inevitable, but this is what's it's going to make you. You know how when they say like, it's going to either make you or break you, this situation is making you because you've already been broken. You know what it's like to be loved, and you know what it's like to lose love, and you know what it's like to feel the loss of it. And I do feel like there's something where you're coming out of some kind of loss. You're coming out of some kind of confusion. You're coming out of calamity. You're coming out of chaos. And what I'm seeing here is like, I'm getting like a world, it looks like a tornado. Remember the tornado from, I think it was the Wizard of Oz, I believe it was, not from the Wiz, but from the Wizard of Oz. I'm seeing like this tornado, right? And, or maybe, for some of you, it may be the Wiz. For others of you, it may be the Wizard of Oz. Take it, as it resonates. But there's something about like this tornado and how it just kind of it just uproots like everything. Like even like the biggest trees, it's just like, wow. Well, some of the, some trees, not all of them. But anyway, so I'm seeing like this tornado and it's just kind of bringing everything up from like the root. And the reason why it's so easy for these things to come up is because the foundation wasn't, it wasn't strong in the first place. So everything right now that's happening in your life that may be breaking down, that may be falling apart, that may not be making it, it's because the foundation more than likely wasn't strong to begin with. And for others of you, it could potentially be the fact that this was a pit stop. It wasn't necessarily meant for you to stay here. And so there's so many things being uprooted, and as a result of this uprooting, or this uprooting is allowing things to actually kind of be put back into place. It's interesting because I feel like someone was like putting a puzzle together. Like I'm seeing like a puzzle board. I'm seeing like a golden retriever on the puzzle, and like someone like it's like a baby who's so curious, and the baby's like, okay, let me just go over here and see what you got going on here. And then the baby just kind of like takes the puzzle and like just kind of rams it, like, just throws the pieces all everywhere. And they've got some of their little fat fingers, and then they just kind of put some of the pieces in their mouth, and you're just like, yo, like, why'd you do that? And it's one of those things where instead of being upset with the baby, you just like, you know what? You were just curious. I get it. It's okay. I'm going to pick it up. And then you just kind of sit, you're just like, wow, like I worked on this for so long for it all to just kind of be messed up. And I feel like, as crazy as it sounds, it's like Spirit's way of saying, this is the reason I want you to detach, because no matter what, there is going to be some type of experience of loss, but you don't own enough of anything to lose it. And I feel like that's the lesson here. And like, that's the wisdom here. It's like, you don't own enough to lose it. I don't own enough of infinity to call it mine. I don't own enough of forever to say that it's mine. Right. And it's one of those things where you just have to let this thing be what it is, because what this is going to do is actually help you to open up to love. It's going to help you open up to a new version of yourself. But there's something about being at peace with all the loss. Right. The Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Five of Cups in reverse here. I feel like this is the release of pain. I feel like this is the release, because in order for you to receive what you want, you have to sit down and say, okay, what is it that is truly happening in my life right now? Is this happening to me, or is it something that is happening for me? And I know before someone says, okay, Nuna, that's really cliche, but how many people truly know that to be true, right? Because we say that, but how often do people truly know that, right? And this Temperance card to me is coming up as you're knowing. It's like, that you don't want to ever continue to feel at a loss. Like, I feel like you're understanding that the loss is not happening to you, but the loss is showing you something. In fact, the loss, this thing here, this is Sagittarian energy. It's like, I don't know why I'm picking up on like someone like losing like a lover, like the love of their life. And they're just like, I can't see myself with anyone else ever. And so they go into like this state where it's like, there is no other one for me but you. And it's because of how strong of a heart they have. Spirit is saying is that even though this may not be for you now, does not mean that you cannot be filled up later. And it's not meant to be a replacement, because no one will ever be able to replace what you had. No one. And if this is a relationship, it's one of those things where this relationship is teaching you how to be so deeply rooted and grounded in your own energy that even when life does happen, you're not attached to it to a point where if you do lose, right, air quotations, lose, that you suffer. Because what you're learning is that the suffering is what's teaching you about who you really are. I feel like someone is connected to the Buddha here. Someone is connected to Yeah, Siddhartha Gautama, I believe is how you pronounce it. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it right, but you're connected to Buddha energy. You're connected to Sagittarian energy. And it's so funny that I'm saying that because I feel like there's a streamline of consciousness that you tap into because of the frequency that you carry. And it's so beautiful because I truly do resonate with that with you as well. But this is your reading, but I do resonate. This is one of my favorite cards in the tarot deck. And the reason why I say the Temperance is one of my favorites is because Temperance understands that it does not have to be bound by the suffering. If anything, it's the suffering that where it leads it to this awakening. And I feel like it's the suffering that they experience that it leads them to change, and it leads them to the best things that they could possibly ever have. And it's one of those things where you're learning how to deal with the extremes, and then from that extreme you learn how to find the middle way between it all. And I feel like Spirit is saying is that your heart is the middle way. Yes, your heart is a middle way, 100% for sure. Your heart is a middle way. That is what I'm hearing for you right now. You've also got community here. I don't know why I feel like the energy of community, but let's go ahead. Guardianship. Okay, guardianship is here. Okay, this is the wolf and rosehip. Guardianship. It's so interesting because you can actually use rose hips in a love spell and any type of like beauty. You know, you can also, you know, use it in glamour, but I like to use it in like what is that? I just said it, love spells. And also the wolf is a leader. The wolf makes sure the leaders of the wolf packs, right? They usually stay behind to take everything into consideration. I feel like this is one of those things where Spirit is saying it's like you are being held, you are being led, and you're not going to be left behind. With this wolf here, Spirit is saying you are not left behind. You also have the hare and oak, new opportunities. That's so interesting that you got the oak here. I say that because I feel like with oaks, they grow from the smallest little acorns, and it takes years and years and years. But imagine all of that ancestral wisdom that that oak tree has. It is a blessing to be in the space of an oak tree, and it's so amazing. It's like what is like these like oak trees are so ambrosial and celestial, and they're so elder like that every time I approach an oak tree, I'm just like, I can't see, like I can't fathom the beauty, like I can't fathom your gloriousness. Like I love oak trees and willows are like, man. Anyway, so you have truth here, which is the raven spirit. You also have playfulness, elves. Okay, you have elk. Stand tall and maintain your dignity no matter what, and others will treat you with respect that you deserve. See, this is going back to the boundaries. Like, it's so interesting because I feel like it's one of those things where when you have boundaries, you can eliminate the unnecessary suffering. And I know that some may say, well, all suffering is necessary. And I say, well, not really, because if you decided that you were going to choose to use your discernment, then you can eliminate suffering that you really don't have to go through. And so I feel like with this elk here, it's one of those things our Spirit is saying is like, you don't have to beg. Like, don't beg anyone. Like, don't beg anyone that don't want you. Like, don't beg anyone that don't want you. Don't beg anybody to stay. Right? Like, don't beg anyone to stay. It's so interesting because I feel like Spirit is saying, because I get up off of your knees. It's like, you don't need to be on your knees praying, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Baby, no. Pick your head up. Get the hell up off them knees, and you allow them to leave. If this is anyone listening to this right now, let them go. Let them go. Okay? If they want to leave, let them. Because your heart is too big and you are too amazing of a soul to ever let anybody make you beg. What? Absolutely the fuck not. We are not doing that shit here. Nope. Nuna will not allow it. Even though I know that I can't obviously do anything about that. But I mean, if you are someone who feels like, you know, they have a need to do that, sweetheart, allow this to happen. Because no matter what. And it's one of those things where people, I can just hear someone fighting me on it. Like, no, like, you don't understand. I need this so much. Listen, I cannot say that I can speak to your situation because only you know what you are truly going through. Only you and only the divine. I am the messenger here letting you know that you don't have to allow yourself to be in this state of survival. And if anything, I do feel like your guide, Buddha, I promise you, like, Buddha is like, just talk to me. Like, if you've been seeing 333 or 333 or whatever, like, I feel like that is the way, like, he's communicating to you. And I feel like he communicates to you by showing you the number 3 for some of y'all. And I feel like it's one of those things where I just got an image of like a Buddha statue. I feel like, talk to him. He's not asking for worship. He would not ask for that. But sit and meditate with him. And also, that's another thing, because the path to enlightenment is not always joyful. The path to enlightenment sometimes is rigorous. And it's so interesting because what I'm feeling right here is like there is enlightenment in the play. There is enlightenment in playfulness. There is enlightenment in setting boundaries. Enlightenment is not this thing where you just obtain and you're just good for the rest of your life. No. Enlightenment is you understanding that there is really no difference between you and the table. Like, you are one and the same because you can be the table. Like, for example, I have these cards on this table. I have this crystal here. I have this candle here. I have the candle there. I am the candle. I am one with the candle. I am one with the crystal. I am one with this table. I am one with that candle. I am one with this plant. Like, to be honest with you, like, from my understanding, enlightenment is not just about you obtaining a certain space and obtaining a certain mindset. No, it's you understanding that, I just heard the words Kundalini awakening. The death card is bringing me to Kundalini awakening. Enlightenment is one of those things where you understand that sorry about that. I had to change the battery because it died. So anyway, it's like one of those things where you just understand that you are one with everything. Even in the moments where you feel like you're not going to make it, which you are. Okay. I do feel like with the shark spirit here, the shark animal guide, it says here, trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. Yeah, there's definitely something coming through. The truth here and the truth here. I do feel like with the L's here, someone was kind of playing in your face. And I don't like it. And I feel like I need to tell you to set boundaries. Set stronger boundaries. Because you don't have to allow people to play in your face just for the sake of having company. You don't need to do that. If anything, what you could do if you wanted is to set the boundary and to understand that you are not alone. And I feel like some people kind of react out of loneliness because, like, they do things because they don't want to be alone, and so they'll suffer because they're just like, well, I don't want to be by myself. Like, I'll just deal with it. You don't have to deal with that. Solitude is amazing. Solitude is beautiful because you get to be in your own energy. You can be present solely with spirit, with the divine, with your spiritual team. And to be honest with you, I do feel that being alone does allow you to tap into clarity. So I do feel that spending some time alone, some isolation time, can actually allow you to tap into the truth, and you allow the truth to come to you because there really would be no resistance. Okay. Thank you so much for listening in and tuning into this message. I am so glad that I was able to do your reading for you. Thank you for listening. I hope that you got what you needed. And if there's nothing else that I can help you with, thank you so much for tuning into this message. And if you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at thesayonanpath.org. You can also follow along with me on Instagram over at thesayonanpath, as well as at Magic of Eden. I am in the process of updating some things in the Ethereum. Make sure that you check that out because I do have some spiritual essentials that are available for you to use. And I also am on Substack because, like, as stated, I am a writer. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll make sure to leave all the links down in the description. Well, I'll leave the links and stuff down in the comment section. Leave me some love. Go ahead and drop a like. Send this video. Save it to your playlist. And make sure that you subscribe if you're not. I love you, and I will catch you in my next video. All right. If you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. Let's go ahead and get started. Pile number 1 was so It was so beautiful. It was definitely, well, some parts. Like some things that were said were very, very, very amazing. Like I didn't even know that those messages would come through that way, but here we are. All right. How are you doing and how are you feeling? Oh, whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on, honey? What is going on, honey? Okay, you have... Wow, the high priestess showed up and she was not playing. Okay? She was not playing around. I don't like this glare. It's really getting on my nerves. I kind of want to like turn that light off and turn on the other one. But if I do that, then I'm not going to be able to really see that much. So you have the high priestess here. Okay, so you have the three of swords reversed, the knight of swords. You have the high priestess, the magician, and the star. Spirit, can you please explain the knight of swords here, please? I just heard something about like a decision. Okay. Let's see. Wow. Death card showing up again. Death card. Okay. Oh. Okay. Wheel of Fortune showing up again. As well as the Strength card. Okay. I kind of just want to flip your Oracle cards over. But let's just start with the High Priestess. So the fact that the High Priestess is here, I'm going to honor her energy. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like whenever the High Priestess comes up, it could definitely mean several things. So peering into the cards, the feeling that I'm getting is like this sense of like quiet, and it's retreat, and it's focus, and it's listening. But the energy surrounding the High Priestess is, I don't want to say heavy, but it's very swift. And the feeling that I'm getting is that someone is tuning into, they're meditating, they're listening, they're receiving downloads, they're receiving insight from the divine. They are so connected to the ethers that they are seeing their lives just kind of play out in several different timelines. What I'm seeing you do right now is I'm actually seeing someone kind of, I just heard like the quantum field. It's like they're peering into all possibilities and they're doing their best to kind of align with whatever is the best thing to do. What I'm seeing is like Doctor Strange. Remember in Doctor Strange, no, it wasn't. Was it Doctor Strange? No, it wasn't. It was in, was it Infinity War? No, I don't think it was Infinity War. It was a movie before that one, Marvel. Let me know down in the comments which one it is. But remember when he was like peering through like all these possibilities, and in every single last possible, well, not every single last one, but there was one reality where something had to happen. And that was the one that he went with. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was the one where where Thanos was collecting the stones and whatnot. And so Dr. Strange is kind of like levitating. That's the energy that I'm getting right now. It's so interesting that that's coming through for pile number 2. It's like you're peering into all of these realities to figure out which is the best way to go. And even though things seem very impossible, all you need is that one reality. And if you do the things that you're supposed to do that align with that reality, then everything will happen and everything will be brought back to an equilibrium. Someone here is wielding a lot of power, and someone is saying that I'm choosing not to align myself with whatever reality that allows me, or where I feel hurt and inhibited. Someone is being very active and tuning in and listening and opening their minds up to the universe. They are truly in sync with the universe. They are truly in sync with the quantum field. This is giving me someone who is extremely intellectual. This is giving me energy where someone is so highly intelligent that they spent their lives being in books, intelligence. This is bringing me like Aquarian energy. This is giving me like futuristic type of energy. It's like airy energy. Like it's giving me Aquarian energy and Gemini energy almost, but it's also giving me like really deep like water energy. It's giving me lots of cosmic energy. This energy feels very fertile as well. And I'm seeing that someone is just they're setting their intentions, of course, they're working their magic right now, but at the same time they're sitting in silence saying, I'm going to align with the best possible timeline. If you have not done that, then this is your call to do that. And once you do make that connection, and I'm also hearing something about like ET, you are a channel. Like if you're listening to this pile number 2, you are a divine channel and you're about to start channeling a lot. I just heard for you, stop eating meat if you're eating meat. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm letting you know what's coming through. And what's coming through is your guides are telling you, I want you to hold off on the meat right now. Where was I at? So yes, I feel like your guides are telling you to hold off on the meat right now. And the reason why is because they're wanting you to clear your body so that you can enhance your intuitive gifts. Also, ancestral energies coming through here. I'm hearing that for your ancestors, I feel like they're wanting you to hold off on meat and to stop consuming so much of it because they want you to recalibrate your body. They want you to recalibrate and to become more in tune because there's something that you're going to be doing out in the public or out like in your career or whatever it may be, where you're going to be using your divine intuition. They're wanting you to clear certain things out. Maybe it's meat, maybe it's dairy. They're wanting you to like really, really, really clean up your diet because they're wanting you to open up and expand your gifts because there's something about your gifts that you are tapping into that's going to help you to align. They're wanting you to manifest via you connecting directly with the universe through meditation. They're wanting you to really to call out. The star card to me is not coming up as hope at all. If anything, the star card is coming up as certainty because the star card here in the Wheel of Fortune, this is pointing me to something that is absolute. It's like, I know that I don't really like using these words, but for like lack of better terms, it's destined. Like it's just karmically written. Like it no matter which way you would have gone, you would have ended up in this exact same spot. It's like when you're going through, not like a maze, but when you're going through life or when you're going, let's just say, I just heard like a tunnel. I just heard a tunnel. Like I just got a vision of someone in a tunnel. And I just heard like under the bridge or like under the water, like a tunnel's like going through the water. This is going through the water. This is you traveling through the water. This is like a tunnel and I'm seeing like a submarine. I'm seeing like a submarine. It's so interesting that I'm seeing that. Like a submarine, like deep diving. There's something about, okay, if you've ever seen any of like Ralph Smart's videos, I'm not sure why Ralph Smart is coming through. Infinite Waters. I do not mean to use his like name or if it's trademarked or anything like that. I don't mean to do that. If you are listening to this after, maybe you have like a connection to them, right? To his energy. I don't know. I'm not sure why that's coming through. I usually try not to say anyone else's like name in my stuff, but like for whatever reason, that's the image that I'm getting, and like that's the energy coming through here. Like maybe you listen to like one of his videos or whatnot, and like this reading right here is confirmation of whatever was said in his video, and so maybe you're just like, oh, okay, this is. Damn, like this is so resonant. I don't know why he's coming through, but anyway, shout out to him. So dope. I used to watch his channel way back in the day before I even, decided to continue being consistent with my YouTube journey. But he was definitely someone that I really did enjoy tuning into here and there. Anyway, so basically, yes, that energy did come through. Maybe you are a part of his soul tribe. Maybe you were listening to videos, but anyway, I typically don't like to do things like that because I don't want to get myself into any kind of trouble. If you're listening to this or if he ever finds this, in no way, shape, or form am I bashing anyone. Genuinely, like he just came through my intuition. Like that's it. So anyway, moving back to the reading, I feel like this magician here, this, if you look at this, if you can see this, you see on the card where, I'm so sorry, this glares, bothersome. Okay. If you look at the Magician card, you see that at the bottom here, it looks like a galaxy. It looks like some type of like pool. And the Magician, the thing about the Magician is that, oh my goodness, it's such a powerful card. And the reason why is because you have to be very intentional, super connected, and know that you are connected to something greater than you. You are doing something that is just greater than just you alone. And I feel like this is one of those things where your soul tribe is like, we're cheering you on. We want you to go. We want you to do this because we know that you are here to help us connect to something greater than us. The strength card here to me is coming up as like this. I like to say that it's like some type of like leveling up. I feel like spiritually, you're leveling up to something. You're enhancing your spiritual power, and that's exactly what this feels like. This is giving me like life purpose energy, like life purpose activation, North Node activation. It's giving me like like North Node. Look at your North Node to see where your North Node is. I just heard for some of you, it may be like a North Node in Pisces. You could be like a North Node in Sag, North Node in Cancer. That's just like the energy. I just heard something about the occult. That makes sense. I just heard to use the occult to your advantage. So this is someone highly connected to the mysteries. This is someone highly connected to things that are unseen, taboo, all of those things. The Magician is unafraid to peer into the different worlds. The Magician understands that all worlds are connected to one source. And so I feel like that's what makes the Magician so powerful, especially because he or it is the master of the material plane, because it knows that everything in the material plane is really but a manifestation of the infinite. And I feel like this is what you're tapping into. You're tapping into this infinite vastness of the universe, and you're allowing yourself to use that energy to not only manifest, but to also heighten your awareness, to expand your gifts, and to raise your consciousness, to expand your consciousness. So this is someone who works their magic not for the sake of just benefiting financially, not for the sake of just benefiting, for survival, for needs and things like that. You are taking your magic to the next level because it's helping you to grow and to evolve and to transform as a spiritual being, having a human experience. And that's what I feel for you. Let's go ahead and look at your cards. Okay. So you have the Spider and Passion Flower, creative ingenuity. I feel like, of course, this is connecting me to the Magician because exactly, it's like we were saying, it's like you're peering into these realities to see what to create. And the thing about the Spider is that I feel like it weaves the web so meticulously, and what comes out from it is so amazing. It immerses itself in the moment. And the one thing that I want to say about the Spider as well is that the symbolism of that death grip, oh my goodness, it's like you see something so beautiful, or maybe you don't see it at all. And then there's just like this daunting energy where it's like, I know that if I get stuck in this, that I am just it's not going to end well. And I feel like I don't know why I'm hearing like a death grip. It's like, I have this, I caught it. It's mine. You are not going anywhere. I don't know why that's coming through right now, but I do feel also like this is you're like a creatrix. I don't know why the word is creatrix, but it's like creatrix energy. Like you're learning how to utilize your creative force. Also, this is the vibe where someone is learning how to transmute that sexual energy into creative energy to manifest the best. I'm also hearing something about Aries. So you may be an Aries listening to this. We have the Hawk and Thistle, graceful persistence. I love that because that's actually connecting me to the Strength card. Okay, beauty, wood nymph, beauty. Okay, transformation, love it. Butterfly energy, I'm so here for that. Okay, you have octopus. Practice shapeshifting by alerting your physical appearance altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. I'm going to sit with that for a second. Then you have kiwi. Do a walking meditation each day for the next week. A walking meditation. I just heard with that connection. So it's you being like in these meditative states where you're like either walking or like washing dishes, or, you could be sitting down meditating and things like that. But either way it goes, you are aware of your surroundings, but you're also utilizing that time and that energy, that space for you to connect solely with the universe. And then from there, that's where the inspiration comes. Because I feel like inspiration means to be in spirit. It means to be in the breath. And to me, it also connects to divine breath. At least that's the way that I see it. It's divine breath. So I feel like when you connect with the breath, when you connect with your life force energy, when you connect with the universe, you allow yourself to receive more downloads for you to manifest the best of your life. Like, that's really what this sounds like. And I do feel like I just heard the word awareness, this awareness of the beauty in all things, the beauty in the mess, the beauty in the chaos, the beauty in the destruction, the beauty in the order, the beauty in the divine discord. Like, there's so much beauty everywhere, and that's what makes it a transformative experience. It does. The fact that you do have the octopus here, it says here, practice shape-shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. The octopus is such a freaking bizarre alien type of energy, and they can be very, very, very like, I don't want to say that I'm scared of like octopi or anything like that, but they can be a bit, they're just, I don't know, like it's the one animal that kind of freaks me out. I don't want to like throw myself out there, but yeah, octopi, they kind of freak me out a little bit, but they're also like really extraordinary and amazing. So the fact that it said, camouflage. Okay. So practice shapeshifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. I feel like they're wanting you to become one with everything, like becoming one with the environment, become one with the plants, become one with this thing. Because when you become one with it, when you become it, that's when you'll see it play out in your reality. And that's what they're saying. So that really does make sense. I love that, because when you not only connect with the thing that you're creating, when you become the very thing you're creating, that's when you'll see it shift. And I feel like that's what they're telling you now. So this is a highly creative group. This is you are someone who is so creative, so intuitive, and so intellectual. But now Spirit is saying is like, I really want you to start to peer into these different realities, see which one that you want, and you can manifest that. Because truly at this point, some of you are past or beyond even needing to use tools, or maybe that's what you're getting yourself into. Because I know for me, when you use the tools here at the Saiyonan archives, I don't want you to be very dependent on using just the tools, like on using just the oils and candles and whatnot. These are tools to help you tap into your intuition, but I want you to be so damn good at it that you don't even need it. You can just think it into existence and it happens. That's the goal. I feel that some of you have already reached that goal. And maybe it wasn't a goal for you. Maybe you just always been able to do it. You've had so many dreams. You've always been in tune. And you being in tune is your greatest superpower. Okay. I love you so much. Thank you so much for listening and tuning into this message. If you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at the SaiyonanPath.org. Thank you so much for listening to this message. I am super grateful to be sharing space with you. Make sure that you give this video a like. Make sure that you give me some love down in the comment section, because y'all know that I love a love note. Thank you so much for subscribing to this YouTube channel. If you need anything from me, visit me online at the SaiyonanPath.org. Follow me on Insta. Also, I'm on Substack. I'll make sure to leave all links down in the comment section that you need. I love you. Take care, and I will catch you in my next video. All right. If you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to move these to the side. Pile number 2, whoa. Pile number 1 was wow. Pile number 2 was whoa. Also, if you are coming from pile number 1 and pile number 2, I want you to keep in mind that I feel like if you listen to pile number 1, you may also want to listen to pile number 2. And if you listen to pile number 2, you may want to listen to pile number 1. We'll see. For you, for pile number 3, I'm getting something different. I'm hearing like slow down, and like there seems to be a bit of hesitancy with people who chose pile number 3. It feels like I just heard like heal the ouch. Like you're probably trying to like go back and like backtrack to see I don't know why there's something about like medicine. I just heard don't skip your medication. Like don't skip it. And for some of you, I'm hearing the word holistic. I just heard the word tea bathing. It's never come to me like that before, but the fact that I'm hearing the word tea bathing, I feel like they want you to take a tea bath. I'm seeing like eucalyptus leaf. They're wanting, so the feeling that I'm getting is something like really like minty fresh, and I'm picking up like on peppermint, eucalyptus. I just heard like vapor rub or like Vicks vapor rub or something like that. Like you can make your own vapor rub. So what they're saying is like in your process of healing, if you are going through a process of healing, they're saying that they want you to make the medicines. Like if you take Tylenol, don't, just maybe try not taking Tylenol, but maybe take a tincture. There's something about like headaches. Like some of you are getting headaches because you're tired and you just need a break. But also I'm hearing like mental fog. Wow. You see Five of Swords and he's like, look at how he has his head here. You see his head? He's like holding the side of the left side of his head. And he's just like, man, like what is going on? Like I can't, like I got all these curls around me, something going on. Like I'm just tired. Like I feel defeated. Like I just feel so defeated right now. I'm hoping that you don't truly feel that way, but like that's just what I'm picking up on. I just heard to like clean up the mess. I just heard clean up the mess. And I just keep hearing, I just heard like the liver. Someone is healing from something like a body ache or like a muscle ache. You may want to take like magnesium. Whoa. Okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. Okay. Talk about healing the ouch. You have the 5 of Cups here. Okay, I'm going to be real with you. This looks favorable, and that's fine, and that's great because you have the King of Wands here, you have the World card here, you have the 8 of Wands. But see, you also have the 5 of Cups, and that's literally like right after the 8 of Wands. And when we heard to heal the ouch, that 5 of Cups is 100% you healing some kind of ouch. Right. And look at here. You also have like the 9 of Swords. You have the 9 of Swords. You have the King of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Swords. You have the Page of Cups reversed. You have the 7 of Cups. You have the Knight of Swords here. I don't know if someone's like recovering from surgery. Somebody got something removed. Like, I don't know if someone like got their thyroid removed. They're saying to go holistic so that you can prevent that from happening. Wow, I just heard to like turn holistic. It's so interesting that the Hermit isn't here. Why is the Hermit not here if it's about being holistic? Oh, okay. Thank you, Spirit, for that correction. The Hermit doesn't have to be here for you to heal. Wow. Okay. That was a divine redirection. I just love it when Spirit checks the hell out of me. Don't you guys love that? Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. That looks a little bit better. So basically, wow, you have the Temperance. I didn't even see the Temperance right there. And you also have, okay, so there's a lot of energy going on here, and we're going to have to back it all the way up. We're going to back it all the way up. Okay, remember when I said something about like Tylenol? And how Spirit is asking for you to take tinctures instead of Tylenol. They're wanting this to be like a gradual process because it helps you to connect, right? But also with the King of Wands here, it's this state of empowerment. The King of Wands here is taking things into his own hands. So it's divine masculine. It's saying it's you taking it upon yourself to do this. And I feel like with the Seven of Cups here, the Seven of Cups here is coming up as like a different opinion. Like there's several opinions that you had, but I also feel like this is where the distortion comes in, because so many people have so many things to say about how you should do things. But I do feel like Spirit is saying is that you know what the answer is. You just have to allow yourself to be empowered enough to make that decision. If you were looking into getting some type of surgery, or if you were looking into doing something like going under the knife, Spirit is really asking you to really go holistic before you do that. I don't know why that's coming through like that, but I'm just going to trust it. The fact that the Hangman is here, there definitely is a pause. Like it's this pause. And I feel like this pause is so that you can make sure that you're making an informed decision. Whatever it is, you want to make an informed decision, and you want to turn to nature before you turn to anything else. The fact that the Queen of Pentacles is here, it's almost like one of those things where you want to connect, you want to nurture, you want to cook your own meals, you want to make sure that you're doing everything in the home space first before you go seeking other opinions. And I feel like that's the greatest empowerment Spirit is saying that you need right now, is to make sure that you yourself are in a space where you are empowered to do things yourself. You are self-sufficient. Also, life is changing dramatically, and there's constant stops and goes, stop and go, stop and go. It's kind of like when you're traveling, right? Like say you're going from California to Arizona, and you're just kind of traveling, and you just like, it's like, okay, it's smooth sailing, and then all of a sudden you run into traffic, and you're like, damn, like now it's going to take me an extra hour to get there. And then it's like, okay, then it clears. And then you're just like, all right, cool, bet I can go ahead and I can keep traveling. And then next thing you know, all these trucks are coming, you know, all the truck drivers are coming. And next thing you know, it's more traffic. I'm seeing that for someone. It's like you get ahead and then you have to stop. You get ahead and then something happens. You get ahead and then it's like you just keep, it's like this constant stop and go, and it's messing up the flow. I'm also hearing something about constipation. Are you drinking enough water, or are you drinking enough coconut water? Are you eating enough of your fiber? Like, are you doing any of that? Because I don't know why the Chariot card here is coming up as constipation. That's so weird that it's coming through this way. It's so wild that it's coming through like that. Nine of Swords here. I feel like there's some anxiety about something that you might be feeling right now. It could be, I feel like for some of you, you're also under pressure. You're under pressure to lead. And I feel like that's something else too. And I feel like the reason why you may feel under pressure to lead is because there's something that happened in your past where your masculinity was always challenged, or maybe it was because people didn't take you seriously. And I feel like there is a wound there, and Spirit is asking for you to stop and to pause so that you can take care of that wound, because there's something in your life that you're wanting to happen that won't happen until you address this wound. Whatever the wound is in leadership, there's a wound here in leadership. And even though Chiron is not here, you have the Six of Wands here. The Six of Wands is like, I'm showing up regardless. You have the Hierophant here, but with the Hierophant being here, you're not following anyone else's order or rule, right? Like, I don't see you doing that. Truly, like I really, really don't. What I do see you doing is you're creating and you're learning how to create your own community, but you're also learning how to do things in a way that is unique to you. But there's something about leadership here. This is also giving me a really strong connection to Jupiterian energy. So you could have a really strong Sagittarian placement. You could have a strong Jupiter placement. But you want to look to that because that's where you're going to gain the most wisdom. Like you're going to gain the most wisdom there. And I just heard through partnerships, you could have a partner who's got some really strong Jupiterian energy. And if you look to them to see how they lead in their divine masculine, maybe you can pick up some tips along the way to help you. But there's something about you healing, and also you healing and getting back into your groove when it comes to plant-based stuff, when it comes to what is it? I just heard to like take a tincture, like take your tinctures. Like it's something about like holistic healing. Like they want you to heal through food. The Queen of Pentacles here heals through food. Non-negotiable. Oh my goodness. This lighting sucks. Okay. Like they want you to heal through food. Yeah, like they're just wanting you to heal through food. But there is definitely a wound here with masculinity. Let me go. Oh, also, you have the Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this is the energy. This is the part of you that is no longer needed. You were more than likely someone who was very lighthearted. You were probably someone that came up as like childlike, but it's time for you to start to put your big girl pants on, right? It's time for you to start putting your big man, your big, big daddy draws. That's so funny. Big daddy draws. I'm not about to play with none of y'all right now. I know you're like, but Nuna, you the one playing. You the one said it. You're right. So basically, yeah, I feel like you really do want to put on like, you really want to just come with your shit, man. Like, just come with it. Like, I feel like, but this is so exciting. Like, how exciting is it that you get to heal from this? Like, and it's one of those things like where I don't know what. Hi, Skylar. Sorry about that, you guys. The cat is right here. She's chilling. She don't know what to do. We got a new rug and she's like, I don't know if I should like step on this or not. So she like hopped up on the couch. Anyway, so basically, yes. Yeah, I do feel like I really do see for you for whatever reason. And then you have the world. Like you're about to get ready to taste the world, but you're going to, right, exactly. Your arms like wide open. You're going to be the star of the show. And I also just heard Spirit say, don't forget to collaborate. I feel like, the Justice card coming up here, this is pointing me to like second house energy. I don't know why. Like check your Libra placement. Like I don't know what it is, and it, of course, because we're in Libra season, makes sense. So there's something about what you're going through right now where you're gonna have to figure out what you need to take out and what you need to implement to help you become more back to a balance. The fact that you have Justice here along with Temperance, this is one of those things where you are called to allow your wisdom to shine through, to allow everything to become back into equilibrium. This to me is bringing me to like overstimulation. I don't know why overstimulation is coming through, but oh my God. And I was about to say the Tower card. Damn, that's deep. The Tower card is actually here. The Tower card is bringing me to overstimulation. And I swear to y'all, I literally was just thinking about the Tower card. I feel like shit's about to hit the fan. I don't know what it is, but something's about to happen. Hopefully favorable. And the fact that you also, I think you had the King of Pentacles. Yes, you do. The King of Pentacles here is like you're rebuild. Oh my God. You have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. I really feel like for some of you guys, you want to partner up with your partner. Like this is boss couple vibes, swear. Like work together to get it done and watch how much fucking money you'll make. Like, and it's so funny because like, I don't want to, I don't want to approach this as one of those like materialistic mindset things, but I'm going to be honest with you. The King and the Queen of Pentacles have mastered the material realm. Absolutely. Like they have mastered through trial, through error, and they just know what they're doing. They are masters of their craft, like masters of their craft. Okay, you also have here the Duck and Chrysanthemum luck. Interesting. Okay. Lucky, luck, part of fortune here. Part of fortune energy. Okay, you have the Turtle and Coriander satisfaction. This turtle here is actually bringing me to the who is that? The King of Pentacles here, as well as the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know why I'm seeing this as like food, but like food tasting. I'm getting it. Oh, I'm tasting some kind of like sweet like cake or like coffee cake. I don't know why I'm getting like a whiff of like coffee cake and like a feeling of coffee cake and milk. Like it's so interesting. And like I'm getting like a taste of like condensed milk. So it's like sensual and like the senses, like you're pleasing your senses somehow. And it's very sweet, very decadent. I'm seeing like chocolate for someone. Maybe someone's going to give you a piece of cake soon, or maybe you're going to have cake. I'm not really sure, but there's something about like this, the senses and cake, and things like that. The Turtle and Coriander satisfaction. Like you're going to be so satisfied when you allow yourself to just follow Spirit's direction here. Just follow Spirit's direction. You also have here the Badger and Ginkgo healing wounds. Exactly. Healing wounds. We talked about that. Yes. Okay. Healing wounds. Oh my goodness. Exactly. Okay. We have aspen spirit, courage. I love getting this card. You have pure spirit, purification, pine spirit, purification, pine saw or pine, like mop your floor. If you haven't already, like mop your floors. You want to do some type of cleansing. You may want to cleanse your home or declutter is what I'm hearing. You want to declutter. Polar bear, stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. And then you have chameleon, stay in the background and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events, which is so funny. This to me is spirit saying, have the courage to stand up for yourself. The disempowerment you felt was because of all of those moments where you could have stood up for yourself and you didn't, out of trying to keep peace or not knowing what to say, or maybe you were in a rigorous aspect. Remember, we talked about that, like feeling defeated at some point. At this point, instead of you trying to control how the other person feels about what you set the tone for, what spirit is saying is to set the tone by speaking your truth, by allowing yourself to be honest about what you think, to be honest about what you feel. Because when you don't, then you make it harder for yourself, and then that's when people don't respect you. You want to make sure, even though you're not doing it for respect, when you decide to speak up, when you decide to set those boundaries, when you get yourself healthy, people see that, they feel that energy. People feel energy. You know that people feel energy. The fact that you do have the aspen spirit, courage. This is spirit saying that you have the courage, right? Spirit is saying is I want you to heal that wound. Whatever wound you have around leadership, whatever wound you have about being in your masculine power, whatever wound you have, you want to make sure that you tend to that. They're saying that the best way for you to do that is through meditation. I just heard something about Reiki. Like I just heard the word Reiki work. Like you want to do Reiki. Maybe you want to get Reiki done, or maybe you're a master Reiki or whatever you are. Like it almost kind of feels like spirit is calling you out to say, I know that sometimes when you're in spaces, you feel anxious, but this is a moment where you can reclaim your power moving forward. Okay. Purification. They're saying that I really want you to get rid of the gunk. Like I need you to clean. I need you to clean. I need you to clean it up. You know, you may want to clean. I don't know why I'm hearing like clean up your hairline or something like that. Or like the word is like crisp. Like you want to be crisp with this. This is the energy where you really just want to ensure that, that's why they're saying that. Lemongrass as well. So peppermint, mint, lemongrass. There was something else that came through, eucalyptus. And I feel like because they're wanting you to open up like the nostrils and like open up the nasal like cavity, and they're wanting you to breathe better. So they're wanting you to practice breathing and breath work. Of course, the Temperance card is coming up as breath work. It's coming up as breath work. Wow. My goodness, that's your reading. That is your reading. Stay in the background and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. It's really just about you moving with that energy. This is mutability coming through, but you want to use that mutability for your advantage. Once you do master mutability in a favorable way is when you can become a bit more fixed in some other ways, right? So yeah, that's just like the last message. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you got what you needed. If you need anything from me or anything else, you are more than welcome to visit me online over at the SaiyonanPath.org. And if you like to, you guys can also follow along with me over on Instagram at the Saiyonan Path. You can also follow, what am I saying? You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel because I'm going to be doing a lot more readings, and I will also leave every important link that you would need down in the comment section. Links to the cards that I used tonight will be in the description box. If there's nothing else, I love you, and I will catch you in my next video.